Hello everybody, my name is Marlo. Today we are going to be building this underground base which is perfect for any survival world. So we have this big area split up into 5 different rooms. In the center is storage and then the others are for enchanting, smelting, crop harvesting and sleeping. I should say I was heavily inspired to make this video by GoldRobin, who gave me the original idea with his underground base, which is pretty much a smaller version of what I've done here. So make sure you check out his links in the description. He makes some really cool stuff. Unlike my other tutorials, I'm not going to go through showing you block by block exactly where to place everything, otherwise this is going to be a very long video. But I am going to try walk you through the process in a tutorial-esque manner. The first thing to do is lay out all of our rings. I'm doing this in spruce logs for now so you can clearly see how many blocks I'm actually placing down, but then I can go ahead and change all of those out for spruce planks. Then we can add in all of our slabs and stairs. The blue is where you place the stairs and the red is where you place the slabs. All of the parts that are 3 blocks long on our rings can be replaced with some stripped spruce logs and then 3 trapdoors on the middle of each of those, and then I'm going to place some buttons down on these blocks here. The last thing to do before we can head underground is to place in all of the glass. You're going to have to do a fair bit of digging now, so make sure you're nice and prepared, but we're going to have to lower the floor down 4 blocks beneath all of the glass. It's looking quite messy down here, so before we go any further we need to sort out the walls and the floors. So to do that, grab pretty much any type of grey stone you can think of and begin to texturize. I myself am using mostly stone and stone brick, but also throwing in a little bit of andesite and cobble here and there. We do need to sort out a way to get inside, so on the center ring we can flip up all of these trapdoors and remove the blocks just like I'm doing here, and add in a ladder to climb in and out with ease. As far as connecting up all of the rooms is concerned, we are just going to use 2 doors beside each of the ladders with a pressure plate in the middle to open them. Finally, we can now start to decorate all of the rooms, so this is where the time-consuming part of the video would take place if I were showing you how to do this 1 block at a time. So instead, I'm going to time-lapse each of them and then we can check them out in first person, and I'll explain a little bit about what I've done. First up, the storage room. "24 double chests. I would say that should be plenty of storage. We've also got some item frames on the side of each of them so you can display whatever it is you're going to be storing inside of the chest, and under all of them we have some trapdoors with some hidden lighting down below so we can light up this area a little bit and make sure there's going to be no mob spawns. And then in the 4 corners we have our fletching table and smithing table. Currently don't have a use in the game at the moment, but I'm sure the fletching table will at some point, and the smithing table should when 1.16 is released. And over on the other side, cartography table and stone cutter. You may be wondering where the loom is. Well, we've got that somewhere else in the base, so we don't need to worry about having it in here, and we can keep it nice and symmetrical. But in the center we have our very much needed crafting bench with some upside down barrels as extra storage if needed, and then I've also added in some of these stripped spruce logs on the walls in replace of the stone as some structural supports. So this is the Enchanting room. As you can see, we have placed a butt-ton of bookshelves going along the wall here, as well as added in some more of these support beams in these 4 locations, which we're going to do the same with the other 3 rooms. Just breaks up the stone walls a little bit and makes it look a bit more supported, I think. But as you can see, we've staggered some of these bookshelves going around the edge so we can stack some things on top of them, like some flower pots and lanterns for lighting up this area a bit, and then some anvils and a grindstone, because those are very helpful for our enchanting station down here, which we have enough bookshelves by many more than we actually need to be able to get 30 levels, which is always handy. Another light source underneath just to brighten the area up a little bit, and of course some upside down barrels as extra storage, and some nice paintings on the wall here, as this bit felt a little bit empty. But wait, what is this mysterious pressure plate doing on the floor here? Well, I've done some piston trickery and added in a secret entrance through the bookshelves into a room which has our nether portal. We've done a bit of a cave vibe in here, which I think looks pretty cool, with some lanterns as lighting, of course. I didn't think a nether portal really warranted its own area in the base, so it's got its own offshoot here with a hidden entrance behind the bookshelves, which I think is a pretty cool thing to do. But anyway, next up, the smelting room. Now, I know we could have taken a bit more of an easier and manual approach to this by just putting some furnaces in the wall, but I thought we would automate things a little bit, so we've got a somewhat of a super smelter going around the edge here, which I think bends quite nicely to the shape of the room. But how this works is there are some hoppers underneath all of these furnaces, which will take out the smelted items and accumulate them in this chest here. Obviously furnaces on top with some hoppers on top of those, with a rail, which is where our minecart hopper, where you can put your items you want to be smelted, glass, cobblestone, some food, maybe whatever you want, and you can send it on its way and it will go around filling up all of the furnaces until it's completely empty, and then you can just stop it over there. And yeah, all of your items will return to this chest. So thought that was pretty cool to do, instead of just, yeah, plopping them in the wall like I was originally. Just got a little bit of lighting and some storage here if needed. And then in the center, because these are only furnaces and we have smokers and blast furnaces, we've just got some of them in the floor here, and underneath this slab is actually a campfire. If I can just place that back, so it looks like they're on and smelting away with all of these smoke particles that are coming up. In here is where we're growing all of our crops. I would imagine there's some pretty good photosynthesis going on with the giant skylight we have on all of the rooms, but on this one here I've planted all 4 crop variants just because I think it looks pretty cool that way. But say baked potatoes are your main food source, you would obviously only plant potatoes in here. Golden carrots, you need carrots, wheat for bread, and maybe there's some very strange people of you out there that only eat beetroot soup. You would need a whole lot of beetroot in here, but I don't think that really applies to anybody because these are kind of pointless. And then we have some lanterns just to eliminate any mob spawns, some barrels on the side in between these trapdoors that look a little bit like shelves holding them in place. Maybe you could store a hill or 2 in here just in case you accidentally trample some farmland. And below them we have some composters where you can deposit some extra seeds you get maybe in return for some bone meal. But last but not least, the room we have to do now is the bedroom. So this is the bedroom, my favourite area in the whole of the base, I think. We've got a lot of stuff going on in here, so let's go around and do one at a time. I guess we can start over here with our little storage area, which has some barrels. Obviously you can actually use it, but we've just placed some trapdoors in certain variants to look a little bit like some shelves maybe. Obviously we've got a few lanterns dotted around to brighten this area up, and then we've got a carpet on the floor here. This is some sort of cupboard, and here is where our looms are placed. We've just got them facing backwards, so it looks a little bit like shelves, but obviously if you need to, you can actually use them if you're in the need of a banner. And inside the cupboard here, we have our armor stand, displaying some armor of our choosing. Over here is a neat little shelving design with some items on show. We've got a flower pot, an item frame with something inside. I chose an axe. We've got some turtle eggs here, which you can have as many as you want. I myself am going to go with 3. And then this is a armor stand with a gold helmet on top. Now, in case you didn't catch how I did this in the time lapse, I'll explain it now. So pretty much this is an armor stand with only a golden helmet dropped onto 4 layers of snow, which then allows the golden helmet to just poke above the trapdoor there, which I think looks pretty cool. Due to this not being a full block, you can't display most items in here, so it needs to be some sort of entity. Same deal with this item frame here. But over on this side, we've got another little shelving unit. Same deal with these sea pickles, you can have as many as you want. I'm going to go with 2. Looks a little bit like burnt out candles maybe. And yeah, another lantern with some extra storage if needed. And 2 last things, our writing and reading station over here, some bookshelves, nice little flower pot on top, and maybe you're in the process of writing a novel. So we've got a lectern with a book and quill on display here, nice little chair out front, and then of course the main area of sleep, the bed. We've just put a sign on the end just so it doesn't suddenly drop off and makes it look a little bit more interesting, I suppose. Some flower pots on display, and then behind here we've just done a bit of extra hidden lighting just to lighten up this place a little bit. So the entire base, with how I've done all of the lighting, should be above block light level 8, or level 7, sorry, I should say. The lowest it gets to is 8, but you can always hide a little bit more here and there, but as long as it's above 7, you should be good. And just like that, the base is all done, and honestly, it's really cool kind of walking around here, going from room to room. With the addition of the pressure plates here, it makes it a lot easier to get around. Perhaps you could always have some more on this side, but does have issues with stuff like that going on. So yeah, just be careful, but it's probably not that often you're going to be walking around here. Loads and loads, so yeah, a little flick of the door probably won't hurt you every now and again. But all in all, I am really happy with how this turned out. So that, everybody, is the underground base fully complete. I hope you do like this. It should make for a pretty nice and functional home in your survival world. Also, let me know of any changes you made. Perhaps you replaced one of the rooms with something else. I'd be very intrigued to hear what you did differently. Once again, thank you so much to GoldRobin for the inspiration for this one, and thank you to all of you for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.